The introduction of a force that is disruptive to the delicate dance of neurons that is characteristic of our cognitive landscape has been brought about as a result of the proliferation of phone displays. As a consequence of the introduction of phone displays, this force has come into existence. This push has been brought about by a number of factors, the single most important of which being the existence of phone displays. This force is gradually but clearly weakening the roots of our mental sharpness to a degree that is not immediately visible. This is something that cannot be denied with any degree of certainty. At first glance, the reasons behind this are not entirely clear. It is possible to characterize the procedure as one that can be defined as being gentle or slow. Our cognitive integrity is gradually deteriorating as a result of this phenomenon, which is defined by a complex interaction of components, each of which leads to the loss of cognitive integrity. For the purpose of causing this occurrence, they all collaborate. According to the findings of our ongoing inquiry into the nature of this phenomenon, we have come to the conclusion that it is defined by the interaction that we are currently experiencing. When we take part in more in-depth observation of this, which is something that we become aware of, we get more cognizant of this occurrence. For instance, the habit of spending extended periods of time connected with the displays of mobile devices is one of the most fundamental factors that leads to this unwinding from the stresses of daily life. One of the factors that contributes to this unraveling is the fact that we provide our brains with a constant flood of stimuli, which is the reason why this is occurring. This is one of the aspects that contributes to this unraveling. The incessant pinging of notifications, the never-ending scanning of news feeds, and the ever-changing nature of digital information all contribute to the monopolization of our attention, and our concentration is divided up in many different ways so that we can concentrate on a variety of different things. In addition to the fact that our attention is divided in a variety of different ways, this is a further insult. As a consequence of these factors, our attention is monopolized, which causes our senses to become overloaded with information. The intensity of our feelings is increased as a result of this. The sensory overload that we are currently experiencing is causing our cognitive resources to be stretched to their limits, which is a consequence of the fact that we are experiencing it. Consequently, as a result of this, we are unable to sustain the level of concentration and attention that is necessary in order to establish a meaningful connection with the environment that is constantly surrounding us. In addition, we are unable to keep the level of concentration that is necessary for a conversation that is important to us. This is an additional point of interest. When it comes to the information that is conveyed through the screens of mobile devices, it is more important to take into consideration the nuanced nature of the information than it is to take into consideration the sheer quantity of stimuli that are offered. Platforms apply algorithms that are designed to captivate and excite clients in order to achieve their goal of user engagement and retention. This is done with the intention of attaining their target. It is because of this that platforms are given the opportunity to achieve the goals that they have set for themselves. Having said that, it is not uncommon for such actions to be carried out at the price of the mental health of the folks who are actually making use of the technology. Due to the constant flow of information that is presented to us in bite-sized bits, we have a propensity to fragment our attention span. This is a situation that we find ourselves in. The result of this is that it adds to a culture of immediate satisfaction, which sets a greater priority on novelty than depth and breadth than nuance. To put it another way, our capacity to hold our attention on a particular subject is continuously deteriorating. Due to the fact that this is the case, it is highly probable that our ability to concentrate will be diminished. A further point to consider is that the pervasive presence of blue light, which is emitted by the displays of mobile phones, has a substantial impact on the neurophysiology of the human body. It is clear that this light has a significant influence on the human body. The delicate balance of neurotransmitters and hormones, both of which are essential for the regulation of cognitive performance as well as sleep-wake cycles, is thrown off as a result of this, which has the consequence of upsetting the delicate balance. Because of this, the delicate equilibrium is disrupted, which in turn has the impact of disrupting the delicate balance. This is a significant consequence. It is a hormone that plays a vital role in promoting peaceful sleep, and when a person is exposed to blue light, especially in the late hours of the day, it interrupts the generation of melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone that plays a role in encouraging peaceful sleep. The hormone known as melatonin is responsible for a significant role in the maintenance of a restful sleep state. Melatonin is a hormone that will be produced and secreted by the body. Melatonin is responsible for both of these processes. Our circadian clocks are thrown off schedule as a result of this, which therefore results in chronic sleep deprivation as well as cognitive impairment. As a direct result of this, we're unable to do our jobs effectively. One of the implications that will arise as a result of this is being described here. There are a number of things that contribute to the physiological irregularities that are taking place, and one of those aspects is the psychological temptation that is supplied by phone screens. This particular phenomena is also influenced by a variety of other elements, which adds to the complexity of the situation. In the future, it is feasible that these displays will be able to access reward pathways in the brain that are firmly rooted throughout the body. There is a chance that this will occur. As a result of the intermittent reinforcement that is supplied by comments, likes, and alerts, dopamine is released into the brain that is responsible for the reward. One of the factors that contributes to the creation of dopamine is this reinforcement. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is typically associated with the feelings of pleasure and reward. It serves as a neurotransmitter. We are motivated to seek affirmation and social approval as a result of the excessive amount of time that we spend on our phones during the course of our regular lives. This, in turn, produces a circle of compulsive behavior that perpetuates itself. The significant amount of time that we spend on our mobile devices is directly responsible for this effect. It is conceivable to trace the origin of this particular cycle all the way down to the neurochemical response that the body goes through. This is something that can be demonstrated. As a result of the manicured perfection that is portrayed on social media platforms, individuals are more likely to experience emotions of inadequacy and comparison, which in turn undermines their sense of self-worth and exacerbates mental health difficulties such as anxiety and depression among individuals. In addition, the perfectionism that is portrayed on these platforms is a contributing component that leads to the maintenance of individuals' feelings to a certain extent. This is due to the fact that social media platforms are intended to be continuously updated with new content. This is the specific reason why this is the case. This cycle of unease and dissatisfaction, which in turn has the effect of diminishing our sense of self-worth and hindering our capacity to form genuine connections with other people, is maintained by the persistent desire to be validated through likes and follows, which contributes to the cycle's continued existence. This cycle also has the effect of stifling our ability to form genuine connections with other people. This loop will continue to repeat itself as long as we continue to hunt for validation through a variety of different techniques. When it comes to the wide fabric of human experience, the phenomenon that is the pervasive nature of phone displays is a phenomenon that is a phenomenon. This is because phone displays are now so prevalent. The complexity of this phenomenon, as well as the variety of its manifestations, are both of its defining characteristics. Additionally, despite the fact that they provide a level of connectivity and ease that has never been seen before, they also have a negative impact on our cognitive capabilities. This is a truth that cannot be denied. Despite the fact that they deliver these benefits, this is the situation that exists regardless. In order for us to successfully navigate the digital environment, it is very vital for us to engage in tasks that require conscious awareness and to exercise common sense. This is the only way to guarantee that we will make it through this endeavor. In addition, it is of the utmost importance that we become conscious of the subtle ways in which the screens of our mobile devices influence our eyesight and cognitive abilities, and that we recover control over our mental well-being in spite of the pervasiveness of technology. Both of these items are essential to the process. Each and every one of these two things is an absolute requirement. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.